I'm Scott,
I'm Kate.
and this is Optimist Opinions, where we just kind of go for it and have some fun rating different things. Today we're doing a tier list, and it is Avatar: The Last Airbender characters.
Great choice.
All right,
I was not prepared for this. This is completely organic. No prep.
transition. There we go. Nailed the transition. All right, Avatar: The Last Airbender characters. Typical tier list type situation, except for we did add a couple of tiers here. We have the OP tier for Optimist Opinions. OP, and this is kind of think of it as like the S plus tier, right? And we got S, we kind of our normal tiers, but then OP tried to reserve that for just things that are like it couldn't really be better. Like the character couldn't really be better. Not much to improve. S is still your general like this is pretty much the cream of the crop, the best, and then OP is just better than that. There might not be an OP tier in some of these that we do. Avatar, I think we can find some OP tiers.
I know of at least one that belongs in the OP tier.
Okay.
I'm going to write it down.
And then
and we can decide if it's the same or not.
And then okay. I also added towards the bottom we have better without. You can also think of this as the like delete the character. Just generally we'd be better without it, right? So yeah. Try and be more positive here on Optimist Opinions.
That is
might not always happen, but that's the goal. Try and be a little bit more positive. Get some good vibes going. So better without is the soft
nice
way. It's the soft way of
yes.
saying
it's the gentle judgment.
But we got a lot to get through, so we might as well jump in here. And of course, it's in, I think, alphabetical order here. So we start right away with Aang. Personally, like...
I thought you were stopping at D tier, and I was going to smack you.
Aang is just a... I'm putting Aang in A to start with. I feel like... I don't know. I like Aang.
His name starts with A.
It does start with A. Again, like, S is like the best of the best. Yeah. And obviously, like, Aang's the main character, but...
He's a good, solid character. He's a good main character. We like Aang. But there, you know, so you need that, like, je ne sais quoi to really bump you up into S or OP tier. So I think A is a good place for Aang.
Like Aang and A, yeah. And again, this is how much we like the character. I should put that out there. This is not how powerful they are. I know OP is kind of be like, oh, man, how good at... Like, Aang's obviously... He'd be the only one in OP. It's pretty much. Like,
I mean, so he's literally the Avatar.
He's literally the Avatar. So this is just how much we like the character, not necessarily how good they are. But we could do how good they are, how strong they are at a different time. But that's not what this is.
It's true.
So Aang, okay, we feel good about Aang and A. We can always come back and move them around, but like,
nope.
Aang's a good, solid character. There's better options. There's better.
Yeah.
All right, Appa's a fan favorite. I'm almost. I don't know. Where do you think where would you put Appa?
I mean, I put Appa in S tier, honestly.
Put Appa in S tier.
I mean, what faults does Appa possess that could possibly bring him down from S tier? When has this beautiful sky bison ever made a mistake? Done anyone wrong?
He got lost that one time, and
that was not his fault. That was circumstances placed upon him that he had to endure through, and did he endure?
I mean, I guess on the one thing they're never getting anything done or getting anywhere without Appa.
It's true.
They need to be able to fly and to
also,
do most of this stuff.
They did not do a great job finding Appa on their own. Appa kind of had to help them out. So
I guess okay. Well,
we can do.
I'm fine with
we can do A if you
I'm
want.
between A and S.
I guess.
I do like Appa. You got a strong list of characters. I mean, there's not a lot of bad characters
Everyone
in
is
Avatar.
gonna
Let's
end
be
up in
honest.
S tier.
This is just the animated series, not the. We're not taking in the live action or certainly the movie. This is just the first Avatar: The Last Airbender series. I don't think there's any core characters. It doesn't look like it.
No.
So, yeah, all right. Oh, OP tier. There we go. So we got that back in here. All right. Azula.
I love Azula.
I
love a good, strong woman. Just
yeah, but she's like is she really the role model you want?
She shows you what strong leadership is like. She doesn't need people validating her age because she's also kind of a babykins. But and our cat's making an appearance.
Hello, Dakota. Welcome to the.
Oh,
do you have an opinion? Okay, we got.
Let's just go ahead and.
No.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna hopefully not bump into the mic too much. There you go, Dakota.
Dakota is OP
Settle
tier.
into the lap.
Dakota's OP tier.
Do you have any opinions, Dakota? You just want to be on a lap? Okay.
We can put her B tier if you want. I guess.
Like she's a really cool character. She does all the cool bending. She's the.
Yeah, she does.
I mean, she's probably not the first lightning bender, but she's the first one we see lightning. Or we saw it from. Do we see it from Iroh first?
I'm pretty. No. She does it for. If I recall, it's been a few years. But if I recall, she does it, and then Zuko's like, "How do
Well, yeah,
I do
Zuko
that?" And
figures. I
Iroh's
know
like,
Zuko learns from
got you.
Iroh, or like Iroh kind of helps Zuko figure
I
it
think
out.
we see it first from Azula in the show, but you can infer based on their age differences that I think Iroh probably learned how to do it long before Azula was born.
Okay.
So I don't think she
I
incepted.
I just watched book 1 of the animated series again before watching the one, so that part's fresh. But book 2 and 3,
Yeah.
I've watched them a couple of times, so should be able, like, we should be fine here. But it's not like not fresh with 2 and 3. But
She could
see,
be.
I like Aang better than.
I will say, I guess Azula is a very what's the word? Her character is not particularly diverse.
Yeah,
she
that's
kind of
that's
is
the
a
thing is,
single trick pony. She is
we'll get to
a
this.
little crazy, a little powerful, strong independent woman. But yeah, she could use probably some growth.
I guess
we'll
that's what, like,
diversity in her character.
we'll get there with a future hot take that I have of a character, but
Oh god, I know what's coming.
one of the things that Avatar as a series does really well is just character growth in general. Like, so many of the characters, they're so good at growing the characters over time in the series. And so the ones where they don't grow, I mean, there's some like Iroh doesn't really need to grow. He's been there, he's done
He's
that,
the
he's done his growth.
He's the goal.
He's the one that was there to help other people grow. But that's understandable. But there's some characters where it's like they just kind of like are what they are and they just don't grow. And I mean, like they just don't grow at all.
Yeah.
And so when you have where there's so many characters that show great growth over the course of it, especially like main characters or even secondary characters that grow a bunch.
Yeah.
When you have a character that like has so much time as she does on it and doesn't really
she
go
kind of
anywhere with
goes
it,
down. Her growth is in the downward trajectory.
she just kind of gets slowly crazier, which isn't like it's development, I guess, of a character, but it's not even. She doesn't even get that much. Like she's kind of already crazier, just kind of like I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Do you even know who this is? I don't know who this is. Is it the guy?
It is not Hakoda.
No, it's not Hakoda, but is it his crewmate that they meet first? I think it might be.
Bonto?
Up next to the cab. I mean, I feel like you can't put him. I feel like Aang is going to be a barrier where it's just like, can you really put him above? I mean, I kind of want to put him in A tier. I'm not gonna.
Oh, he was my one.
You're gonna
OP
put him in
pick.
OP.
Yes. Where would we be
I don't
without
think
the Cabbage Man?
I don't think we're putting Cabbage Man in OP.
You don't do it.
I can put Cabbage Man in S. I'm okay putting Cabbage Man above A.
If we're talking about character development, we've got nothing. If we're talking about relevance to the story, not much.
Very much no.
If we're talking about just being a true icon, OP.
I think we'll put him in S. Again, OP, we're trying to reserve for... it's gonna be hard to get like a. It's gonna be hard to even get a side character into OP. I think.
Okay.
I feel like OP is gonna pretty much have to be generally main characters or maybe a strong secondary character, but every now and then he shows up and he's funny is probably not gonna be OP. But I'm fine with that. We can put.
Can agree to disagree.
I feel like having
S tier.
Maybe having Cabbage Man above Aang isn't a hot take. There's times where Aang is. I don't know. All right, up next we got Sparky Boom Man.
Sparky Boom Man. He's a solid C.
See, like, yeah.
This is the beef I have with him. He kind of is just. He seems like a bit of a convenient plot point.
He's a
wasn't
one-trick
super
pony.
well. Yeah, they wasn't super well thought out. Where they're like, oh, let's put him in, and they're like, well, I guess what do we do with him next? I guess we'll. And he has this like weird bending kind of like anomaly that never really is explained.
Also, I know
he's a firebender from his head.
Also, I know he came first, so if anything, they copied him, and it probably is like it's not like it's that unique of an idea to have fire from the face, but every time I think of him, I can't help but think of the robot from Thor that they like the first Thor movie that they fight, just like shoots like laser fire from his face.
Except the eye is like his whole.
Yeah, it's just his whole face.
I'm fine with C. Seems
also, he gets defeated by a boomerang.
A pebble and a boomerang.
A pebble and a boomerang.
Isn't it? I can't remember which it is, but yeah.
Anyway, we got the sand people.
Oh.
I don't remember them that well.
Yeah, they're not
kind of
especially
just there.
friendly. They're kind of like they're a rugged civilization that just.
I feel like they're just kind of.
Yeah.
They're just kind of there as filler. They're kind of just like scenic. Like, I'm fine with C.
I
feel
mean,
like we almost
someone
need
has
another
to be
tier.
in D tier.
I don't feel like they're like bad necessarily.
Okay, that's fair. C's get degrees.
I feel like they're just kind of like, I don't know. They don't add. I mean, we could add a tier, but I don't know how many tiers we got. A lot of characters. This is gonna fill out quite a bit. We could add a tier, add
we'll
an
do
F
C
tier.
tier.
So I think D tier, because they're just kind of like, D is kind of like the filler. Like it doesn't do anything for. But that's not the case here.
Oh, that's the guy who was like.
Aang's teacher.
No.
His mentor.
I thought.
No, this is Aang's mentor.
Okay, he's great. I thought it was the guy who told Aang's mentor, Gyatso. Gyatso?
Yeah.
Not Gyoza. I think it's Monk Gyatso. Told him,
Gyatso.
like, I don't care. He's gonna go to war anyway. I thought it was okay, if that's Monk
No,
Gyatso,
that guy I
then
don't
I think
that
B
guy's
tier's
on
good
here.
for him. Yeah.
That guy in the animated that they make him look a lot more crotchety and stuck up. Like they give him like kind of a furrowed like
Yeah. Like he's been
face,
frowning his entire life.
I think he's a solid B tier.
Okay.
Like he obviously only shows up for like a little bit. Does he even show up in book 2 and 3? They might mention him.
I'm sure they do like flashbacks.
Like flashback, yeah, Aang flashbacks.
It's been a minute though. Hakoda.
Hakoda, yeah.
We love Hakoda.
We love Hakoda.
I love Hakoda.
I don't remember a lot about Hakoda.
Okay.
Other than he's like.
Hot take. Baby Kate had a big crush on Dakota.
Dakota.
And by Baby Kate, I mean current day Kate had a little crush on Hakoda.
I don't remember Hakoda. Like, I would put
Okay.
Hakoda in C tier.
He's a single dad, protecting his village, doing what's right for the community. I guess he's a little bit of an absentee father, and there's a little bit of trauma and struggle around that with his children, but he's doing his best. I'd put him in B tier, but I'm a little biased.
I'm between C and B. I don't remember him that much. I have to watch books 2 and 3 again. But
yeah, we were not prepared for this. But we're optimistic.
We've watched it multiple times.
We've watched it, and we're optimistic.
We're optimistic. We'll lean towards B for him.
Yeah. Okay.
He does. To be fair, he is in it more than. I mean, he's in it more than Cabbage Man. We put Cabbage Man in S. So.
Touche.
I don't know. All right.
Hana? No.
I know she's the bloodbender. Bloodbender witch.
I feel like her name is.
I'm so bad with names already. It is.
F tier.
Well, obviously she's a bad guy, but I would put her kind of as sparky. Like she's kind of there to be like
I put her
plot.
in D.
D, really?
Well,
I think she introduces something interesting to the
that's
story.
True.
I feel like she's like a similar plot, like the character kind of is one dimensional, but it's there to.
That's true.
It's like it's unique.
That is a spooky episode. It's great.
It is it's a very unique episode.
I think her character, though, I think the reason that I was inclined towards D tier is only because her character is so two-faced, which I know is a plausible
but that's like
character, but she's like so nice and sweet, and then she's just like, but also I'm evil and I have no humanity left. But
it gives her character like depth, though.
Yeah. Is it realistic depth, though?
Yeah, because she has to like. I mean, she can't just be evil.
I guess having never been in captivity, I can't really judge her life experience. So, yeah,
But she can't.
Feels good.
She couldn't get away with the stuff that she does if she was like always evil. She couldn't be always like.
It's true. It's true. I just don't think. I think she could be not as nice. She could be pretty like neutral and still get away with it. But okay.
I don't know. I think C tier's fine with her. All right, what do we think? Haru.
Okay. This picture is mustache. Can we judge him pre-mustache? Because he would be higher if it's pre-mustache.
I mean, I don't. The mustache isn't bad. Got a little soul patch. Doesn't add a lot to it though. I don't know. He's kind of filler to me. I would almost put him in this D tier as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. I think he's filler. We don't have to spend too much time on some of these, or we're going to be here for quite a while.
Good point.
All right, Iroh. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like Avatar is so good. Like there might be some of these lists that we do that do not have OP tiers. The show is good enough. There's one more I think that I might argue for OP tier, but Iroh I think is one. Iroh's like he's the example of like a B tier, like a B level character, like a support character.
Yeah.
That's such a good support character that you have to.
He has it all. He's got the wisdom. He's got the comedy.
Yeah.
He's got the looks.
He's got the dark past that he like grew as a character to come like.
Yep.
He did the growth. You get to see. You kind of get to see the growth. Like you don't get to see it like over the course of like the time, but they show you enough of it. That's
true.
All right, we got
John.
Aang's failed first fire.
He didn't fail. He just... It wasn't
He
time.
reluctantly agreed to try to teach Aang, and then basically was like, "You're."
He was
you're
right.
dummy. I mean, he was right. Aang wasn't ready.
Aang wasn't ready. I put C tier.
C tier,
Again,
I think
kind
it
of.
fits, yeah.
He comes back at the end with the White Lotus and is like, "Kapapa, remember me?" And we're like, that's right.
Jet, I don't like Jet. I never really liked Jet.
Jet.
I don't know if I can.
I don't know if we can do F tier,
episode.
but I can do D tier for.
If you put him in F, his hairline matches up nice with whatever's going on.
I don't hate that rationale.
I don't like Jet.
Okay, F tier it is.
I don't know. I definitely don't like. I think he has like 2 episodes maybe.
No, I think if you include Tales of Ba Sing, or not Tales of Ba Sing Se, if you include the whole Ba Sing Se arc, he has a couple more than that. But yeah, not a ton. We have like.
He doesn't show up a lot, and he's kind of like. His episodes are kind of annoying. I feel like he's just there to be like. Oh,
divisive.
look. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
fine.
I mean like they use it to be like, yeah, not all to kind of show Aang that not the means don't necessarily justify the end or like whatever.
And it's not like all firebenders are bad and all non-firebenders.
So, all right,
are good.
maybe I'll bump him up to a D, even if all right. His character serves a purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the show, he definitely can't put him in Better Off Without,
No.
but all right, I don't.
That was the girl that Zuko went on a date with.
Oh.
And the poor little sweetheart
man.
didn't even know what she was walking into. A whole lot of baggage.
A whole lot of baggage.
Daddy issues, ex-girlfriend baggage. I feel like we got a bumperette just out of charity. Like,
okay, just like you
did
had
her
a
best.
tough go. Like,
yeah,
wasn't Zuko's best moment.
No, but it was it was a sweet date.
It was
even if it didn't work out.
Unfortunately, she was just a plot point in Zuko's arc of Zuko trying to get over some stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, but no, this is isn't she
Judy?
the
June? No.
She's like the
Julie. She's the like
handler basically for them when they're in Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, the like brainwashed handler who like randomly disappears when she like does something wrong. Brainwashed. Yeah, D tier's fine.
D tier. Yeah, it's just kind of unsettling. I don't know. All right, this lady. June. She's bounty hunter. I mean, it's you gotta love bounty.
She's got her dope animal. I forgot what it's called with the nose thing.
They did a pretty good job with her in the live action series.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm excited to watch that. I still need to get caught up.
I mean, like that's.
I think
I'd put her.
A might be too high. A feels a
like
little
A's
too high,
too...
just because of how briefly she's in the show. But if she was in there more often,
still Cabbage Guy. I mean, I'm not arguing with him.
Good.
It is just her and not her and her, even though they're kind of like one and the same. But like,
that's true.
It's not like Aang and Appa are 2 different characters. Like, you still got Momo coming up.
Yeah.
I feel like they belong. They got to be next to each other, right?
No.
But I
feel like she's can be annoying at times, but
she definitely is.
She's a really good. She has a lot of growth. She's a really important character.
You gotta give
some
her
funny moments.
To have to give her some understanding, just because she's like the mom of the group and she's kind of the killjoy, so that like you're like, ugh, Katara again, like,
but also
just let them have fun, but like she also kind of keeps them on track.
It's true.
Keeps them moving.
Yeah. Boomy.
Boomy. Oh man, I feel like he's.
I mean,
I kind of want to put him in S, but I feel like he's A.
I feel like A tier.
I feel like Boomy's A.
I mean, if you can be 100 years old and still have a chiseled 6-pack, you're doing something right. So he has like an 8-pack. It's ridiculous.
Boomy's I didn't necessarily like how they handled Boomy in the live action, but the character in the animated series, he's great. Love Boomy.
Oh, this guy, he belongs in F tier.
No one likes this guy. Yeah, look at him. That's just an F tier face.
It is.
I mean, better with. I don't know that we might not have any better without. Like, it's hard to complain too much about.
Solid.
This Kyoshi.
Yeah,
Avatar Kyoshi.
I think that's Avatar Kyoshi. Yeah, I put her in D tier.
She's kinda...
I do appreciate. I would put her in D or C. I appreciate that that she's kind of like makes a lot of the unpopular decisions, but they need to be made, and that's kind of she's like, this is what the deal was.
Yeah,
so
that's her whole thing is that she was just like.
It's like, respect, girl.
She was kind of Yeah.
As someone who would not be able to do that, I respect her resilience.
Made some questionable decisions.
It's true.
But I feel like
But
C
also,
tier's kind of. I mean, honestly, she's not. She's like towards a good end almost version of. I feel like A tier makes sense because like these two are pretty similar.
yeah,
I feel like in that they're like similar personality traits. Just one is doing stuff mostly for the good of the whole
yeah,
Avatar world, and the other one is trying to just
it's
get
fair.
power for themselves.
Yeah, it's fair.
I don't know. They remind me a lot of each other. This guy is like
Oh,
they just belong together, right?
he's the leader of the Daily. I forget his name, but I mean, okay, so he builds a pretty dope secret society, but then he also lets a 14-year-old girl take it over. Which, to be fair, it's Azula, so like, you know, not just any 14-year-old girl or however old she is.
So
but
he's filler then. He's kind of just like
yeah,
he's kind of just there to.
yeah,
He's kind of just used as like a way to explain how Azula gets this.
he's used to put Azula's mechanic or machine in place for
Yeah.
her to then come and take it over and be like,
Yeah.
great, I have this whole army that I have at my disposal.
This is
Yeah.
one of Jet's.
He's great. He's the
friends,
I
right?
think he's the one who doesn't speak.
Is he the archer?
Yeah,
Jet's archer.
yeah.
All right, he
And
can
he's
be above
C-tier.
Jet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can be above Jet.
Ah, May.
May, I'm not a. I don't hate May, but I'm not a big May fan. I'd kind of go May in C tier.
Yeah, it's fair.
She kind of is. Just...
I do appreciate though that they use her and May both as, or May and Ty Lee, to both illustrate
the
really
bubbly-
powerful non-benders. Like people like you don't have to be a bender to be a really powerful warrior. Like Sokka to some degree, but Sokka's kind of like slapstick comedy for a lot of the show until the end, where they're like, oh shoot,
Well, they're like
he has to be good at battle too.
They're like the bubbly and the downtrodden, like on
Gothic.
either shoulder of
Yeah, Azula. Yeah.
Azula. Like Azula's just the crazy, and they're like the bubbly and the
Yeah. Yeah, I think C tier.
optimist and the pessimist.
Yeah. But also there's the great line between her and Zuko.
She
I
does
don't-
see the good in Zuko.
I don't
and he
hate
doesn't
you.
necessarily.
I don't hate you too.
So angsty.
Okay, we can move on. Oh, this
Alright,
guy.
the Mechanist. I
Yeah.
kind of like him. I can understand.
Dear C tier. He sells his weapons to the Fire Nation. I
Well,
mean,
he makes some questionable decisions, but they're. Did he make good choices? No, but that's for understandable reasons.
yeah, but it's like it's pretty selfish to be like, I don't want to lose my family, so everyone else will have to lose their families to all the machines that I'm building.
Wasn't trying to back up, trying to defend
But
his
then
decisions.
again, would I make a different decision? Who knows? Yeah, C tier's fine.
I mean, he also does defeat the Fire Nation when they come. Like he eventually makes a stand.
That's true.
Momo, Momo's gotta be A tier at least.
Yeah.
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 I mean, he doesn't.
He's not
not as
quite
useful
as
as
critical, exactly. But he has his moments. We love Momo. Ah.
Ozai. I feel like Ozai is A. He's got to be at least B, right?
I would put well, okay. As a character,
I feel like he's a better bad guy than. To me, he's a better bad guy than Azula.
he's just kind of boring. Like,
Like, yeah, he's the big bad. Like, he's
Yeah.
he doesn't have depth, but he's not. His character isn't there to
yeah,
have
but
depth.
we're doing this based on likability. I don't like him that much.
Yeah, but you can like the bad guy. Like, the show would be boring without bad guys.
Yeah, but Azula is so much more interesting than he is. I would put him in
Azula's-
C tier.
he's like Azula. You're like, oh, she's powerful, but you're kind of like, yeah, but she's gonna self-destruct at some point. You're actually kind of scared of Ozai because he's like, all right, Azula powerful, but also has it together.
Okay, but
he has it together.
see,
Like,
Azula though, you're waiting to see where her cap is. Like, what will she? Where is her stop? Like, where will she stop?
I mean, you don't really see
Ozai-
Ozai's cap until the last fight with Aang.
Not even. No, I'm not even talking about power five. Just like, but with Azula, it's like an interesting. Like, you see her like with subterfuge and like cunning and all these kinds of things. Ozai's just like, I'm mean and strong. That's
Yeah,
it.
but they also kind of keep Ozai hidden, so you don't like.
Yeah,
become
so we never even
super-
get to see him. He is not B tier. You know what? As I'm thinking about this, he belongs in D tier.
All right, we'll put Ozai in C tier. We'll gonna agree to disagree, and we'll put him in the middle in C tier. I think Ozai's a good bad guy. All right, how about Mr. Misogyny?
Yeah. I mean, he grows, so he learns,
He does
so
figure it out.
he can be in D tier. He doesn't have to be in F tier. I'm surprised though. It makes me question the White Lotus's background check process before they let people join.
I mean, is it
They're
not
just like, are you powerful enough?
Is it not
Don't
just
care about your morals. Guess you can be a misogynist and still be in the White Lotus.
Is it not just like an old powerful guys club? Like,
fair point. Okay. That probably was a bonus point for him.
I'm sure Iroh helps them. You know, Iroh's the shining
It's
jewel
true.
of them. But
It's true. Oh, this guy, Sokka's master.
oh, that's right, the sword guy.
Yeah, he's pretty aight. He could be in C tier or B tier.
I think he's C tier because
Yeah.
he's kind of he's
Again,
like
2 episodes or
similar.
so.
Like he's there for like one unique reason, and it's
Yeah.
kind of just to
We love that he knows.
he's just there to give Sokka some development.
Yeah, and he puts up with Sokka's
I'm not
shenanigans.
gonna try and order these. These
That's
are in no
fine, that's
particular
fine.
order in each tier, so I'm not like.
They're in approximately alphabetical
I mean,
order,
like
in
we'd
fact.
put like Ozai like way up at the top because he's the best of C tier. Tiny.
Oh, he's the... No, he's... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is one of
His
Jet's.
Jet's people. They're honestly all blend together to
They all
me.
blend- yeah,
The
there's-
bow guy is cool, but... yeah.
he can just go with Jet. We're not
Yeah.
gonna.
So, no, that's Roku.
Yeah, Avatar Roku.
Yeah, he's aight.
I think he's like A tier, honestly. Roku's,
Really?
Yeah, he's so cool. He's also like the most in the animated show. Pretty much spend time with like 2 other avatars. It's Kyoshi and Roku, and Roku's the one that is like likable between the 2 of them. Like Kyoshi's kind of just like Kyoshi's the business like, Aang, you need to like get
it done.
get it together, Aang. The world needs you.
Yeah.
And Roku's like, yeah, the world needs you, but like be yourself and like
Yeah.
you know.
I will say also I do appreciate that he...
Oh, the cat farted. Dakota.
Okay, Roku can stay there.
I really like Roku.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
I don't know I could really put him above Aang.
Yeah.
Again, Aang's kind of like this bear. We put Aang in A tier and hard to get stuff into S tier, but that's how it should be. That's how it should be. But yeah, I like Roku quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh, we can move this guy because I think we know that if it's in alphabetical, then Bato starts with
Yeah.
B. So yeah, that's definitely
This is
him.
definitely Batu. I like Batu. He's kind of filler again.
Yeah, I think C tier is fine for him. Okay.
All right, Sokka. I mean, I'm tempted. Sokka was for a long time my favorite character of the group.
I think he belongs in S tier.
All right, Sokka's an S tier.
I would put him higher only except his character was pretty single note for a long time before they really developed him. Like he had moments of little bits of development, but he was a pretty like, I make slapstick humor jokes and I do my thing.
And he does.
And
he
I got
does
my
grow.
boomerang, but he does grow. By
He
the end
doesn't
of
have
it.
as much. He doesn't have nearly as much growth as Aang or Zuko do,
Yeah. Or even Katara.
or even Katara to some degree. I mean, Katara, I think you see a little bit more her growth because of bending being such a big part of it. And Sokka, I mean, Sokka has that growth with this guy of like trying to figure out his
again,
role
it's
in everything, as a non-bender.
Yeah.
Which they don't kind of really bother addressing until later because they're like, oh wait, Aang's really powerful and Sokka's still just throwing boomerang around, like.
Yeah.
But
Suki.
Suki,
A tier.
at least A tier.
Yeah.
I don't think I can quite argue her into S, but
She's
I
pretty
mean, like
solid.
you kind of want to put her just by Zuko for the sake of it, but
You mean by
or
Sokka?
Sokka, but I think she's solidly A tier.
Solidly A tier.
Do we really get enough of her in the series? I don't know if we do.
She's part of the gang for a bit.
For a bit, but not that
She
long.
has a membership card. She is a card-carrying gang member. She belongs in A tier.
I agree. I wasn't trying to say that she didn't. I was just saying that they should have had more of her in the series.
That's fair. Who is this jabroni?
I honestly don't know who this is.
I mean, you can tell by the points on his
he's definitely
beard
Fire
that he's
Nation.
Fire Nation, and I guess by the red, but I got nothing.
I'm just gonna drop him in. Or
Clearly, he's not memorable enough, so...
D has been our filler. Like, this D tier is stronger than a lot of D tiers are probably going to be.
It's true.
And it's a good thing we added F tier, because most of those don't belong, like, one above... better without.
Yeah.
This is the Mechanist's kid.
Yeah.
Better than the Mechanist.
He
like, he's
chastises his dad when he learns what he does. So that's good. Yeah, I think B tier's good for him.
I have a hard time putting him with some of these, though. I don't know if he really belongs with them.
That's true. Yeah, we can do C.
I think he's C tier.
Upper
We'll
C,
just put him
okay.
upper C. Again, not in a specific order, but
Yeah.
I think upper C is fine.
Okay.
Oh!
The boulder.
The boulder! I mean, the boulder's gotta be A tier. Gotta be A tier.
1000%.
He's like he's
Iconic.
a one step down Cabbage Man.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
Yeah,
a meme.
you're
He's
right.
a meme.
You're right. You're right.
He's a meme character, not quite to the level of Cabbage Man.
Yeah.
But he is the Boulder.
The Boulder.
All right, there's another one of Jet's people we don't have to
Yeah.
spend too long on.
Oh,
All right. So Toph.
Go on. Go ahead.
I don't like Toph.
Okay, but
She's not
there's-
F tier.
Are we talking your likability? Is that what we're ranking this on, or her general likability to the average?
This is how much we like the
sane
characters.
person?
To me, Toph is a non-filler D tier. I don't like Toph.
Okay.
This is a perfect example of a character that
She
like
cannot
does not
be-
grow. She's just from day one. She's sassy sourpuss and doesn't change. She's
Okay.
all the way up until Korra, when Korra
We don't talk about Korra.
but all the way up until that point, like even through that, she's still a sassy old sourpuss in the woods. Like she just doesn't ever change.
Okay, so part of it I think is she has a very strong personality, and so her growth.
She does have a very rock-like
harder-
personality, so they at least go there.
Her growth is harder to track because her personality is somewhat just real strong. But that being said, she does have some growth. She does lighten up a little bit. She does have her, mommy daddy issues that she kind of like.
She has a couple good
we
lines of
see-
like they have all of these, like when Zuko joins in book 3, they have all of the characters go off on their little adventure
Okay,
with
they
Zuko.
meme on it though.
Yeah, they all go off on their little adventure with Zuko, and they all like kind of grow out of it, and Zuko grows out of it, and then they're kind of like, well, I guess we kind of got to give Toph one.
No, they
Like-
went, no.
like
I
all
think
the
they
other
went in a different
characters had a
direction
chance
where
with
they're
Toph.
like, haha, I bet you thought we were gonna do it with Toph too, and then they just make a total joke out of it because
then they're
they're
like,
trying
but-
not to
but
be
we're not,
too
like, you know,
symmetrical.
We're not trying to grow Toph as a character, so she really doesn't need that. Like she doesn't need her Zuko episode because we're not trying to grow her as a character, and she has
I
nothing
mean,
to offer Zuko.
part of it is she had to do a lot of her growth before.
We don't
she
need to make
gets on the
Zuko more of a
show.
rock-like character. That was Zuko's growth, was growing out of being the fire version of Toph.
See, part of like she did a lot of her growth before. Like she's blind. She had to like deal with a lot of
I'm
like.
not saying she didn't deal with a lot. I'm just saying
So
that
a lot of her
a
growth
lot of the
happened
characters
in
dealt with it.
advance.
But
She belongs at least in
has-
C tier.
she has
Maybe B tier.
plenty of flaws that she could have grown out of that all the other characters had. All the other characters seem to figure it out.
We can agree on C tier.
Okay.
I would put her personally in A tier, maybe B tier. Part of it is she is the strongest bender until the end of book 3.
Well, yeah,
Easily.
but this isn't, again, Aang's
And
not
the
an
youngest.
Aang's not an OP.
I know. I guess we're not debating, but I think that is a meritable
It's
quality.
I think it's fair to have that as like I like the character because they're strong.
Yeah.
But again, even there, I guess she does figure out metal bending eventually. But the amount of her growth she does is she
Well, and
figures out
she-
metal bending.
She learns bending from a badger that can't speak English.
That they all learned from a badger. They're like earthbenders in general. Or
Yeah,
we're
the
not
original
talking-
ones do, but then since then, everyone learns it from like other teachers and stuff.
Well, yeah. Tylee, I mean, if we're putting
Yeah, she should go with May. Besties.
with May, she's
yeah.
better than May.
Okay.
I like
You
her
just think
better
because
than
she's
May.
cute and she got her little belly button out.
Well, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it's
I
fair.
don't know. She
To me, May is more refreshingly original than Tylee is, but I think both of them are good characters. And I think May is also
How
the
is
one
May
who
a
initiates.
refreshing?
I
She's the
would
opposite
say
of refreshing. She's
it's
just
not what
like
you'd expect for the like groupies of the villain lady.
she makes sense of
I guess
as a
that's
groupie
fair,
of like
that's
a
fair.
power hungry maniac.
Yeah.
Bubbly does not like Bubbly. If she was like bubbly crazy, if she was like kind of bubbly, but also there's some psychopath in there, like I could but she's not really. Like she kind of goes along with it because she's friends with Azula, and she just
Yeah.
for whatever like she sees the good side of Azula that never really comes out.
Yeah.
It seems like she's kind of there to like try to bring out the good in Azula, and because they both kind of also like recognize like, oh, Azula's kind of crazy and not coming out of the crazy.
Go
What
against
about
Azula.
Zuko's mom?
I mean
Yeah,
C tier.
C
Yeah.
The library
I
owl.
forgot the name of the library owl. I mean,
Again,
D
I'm terrible
tier.
with names, so I know there's gonna be people.
He is very, very much just like my books.
tier.
He's like the Cabbage Man, except for with his books and not as entertaining. I'd say D tier. He's also mean.
I feel like he's more C tier because he's kind of like powerful.
Soren agrees with me.
He's the
He's in
spirit.
one episode.
Yeah,
He's
but-
a spirit, but
He sticks out more as like he's a main character in like one episode, but he still is like memorable. I mean, partly because he's an owl instead of like a random bald dude. But I think he's C tier. And you know what? We moved someone up earlier because we're being optimistic when we can't agree.
Okay,
So
you're
we're
right. Optimistic. When in doubt, move him up.
he's not forgettable. I feel like D tier you have to be at least
Okay,
kind of
that's fair.
forgettable
I
to
mean,
like
Jet's not forgettable. We just don't like him.
Jet's not forgettable, but that's because he's the leader of the forgettable group. Like
Okay, I stand corrected. Okay, who's next? He's one of the other people who's with Sparky Sparky Boom Man. He has like I
Yeah.
think he's like missing a limb or something, but like uses fire
this is
for it
again, it's like,
instead or
he's
something,
kinda
or like
forgettable.
mud. He has some cool bending, augmented disability, but I don't remember what it
Yeah.
is.
But
Yeah,
exactly, he's
D-tier's fine.
forgettable. He
Yeah.
is whatever.
Okay, it's hard because I associate her with Sokka, which brings her up, but as a character, she's actually kind
She
of like
doesn't really offer a lot as a character,
yeah.
if we're being
I think
honest.
C tier's fine.
But her turning into the moon gives us one of the best lines of the show.
It's true.
But she doesn't offer a lot as a character.
Yeah.
But she
also-
has the one good line. But she turns into the moon, and we don't get that's rough, buddy. If it's not for
B-tier.
that B tier.
B tier.
If her tragic turning into the moon doesn't happen, we never
Plus,
get that's rough, buddy.
That also is like the true mark of the bromance between Sokka and Zuko is that line.
Yeah.
Is this the original teacher that tries to teach Aang? I think this is the guy who like
Oh, yeah.
takes Aang as a student, and Aang's like,
Wait, you're not. Wait, hold on. You're not
think
that.
it's D
You
tier.
don't really know what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
D tier.
yeah,
Maybe
who
even
basically
F
you can
tier?
like pay for a black belt, like that kind of thing. Yeah, we can do F
I think
tier.
he's F
He's
tier.
kind of a waste of space.
It's probably not better without it because it helps Aang realize like, oh, I'm not
This
like.
is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, we're probably not having anything where they're better without, but
Yeah. Ah, Zhao.
Zhao, he's a decent bad guy.
Yeah, he's a good. He's a good like
Not a
intro
great
into
bad
the.
guy,
yeah, he's
but-
like the shallow end bad
Yeah,
guy.
you need a partially incompetent bad guy for the first
Yeah.
season while Aang's still kind of figuring
Yeah.
things out.
Yep.
And he does a good job of being just competent enough where you're like, he could
Oh,
be
yeah.
scary if he figured it out, but he's also just kind of like not that smart.
Yeah. I mean, he's like,
Not
yeah,
great
I'll do
at
an anime
strategy.
class, Zuko. Ah,
Zuko, I gotta make my argument.
I don't hate
I
it.
can see Zuko in S tier. Zuko is one of my favorite characters in any TV
He
show
has
ever.
easily the
He
sharpest
is
growth trajectory.
The best growth over time.
Ugh, the end when he is apologizing
like-
to Iroh.
Yeah. That one's rough.
Yeah.
He has some of the best lines. That's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
Hello, Zuko here. Throughout the whole thing too. It's like
true.
even from season 1, like pretty early on, they're building that base of. It's not a linear trajectory with him either. It's like
Yeah.
he goes
like,
peaks,
yeah.
like it's not like even some of the other ones like Sokka or Katara or like Aang a little. Aang has some of the like up and down as well, but like
yeah.
even
it's mostly, like,
even
pretty
characters with
episodic
like
up and
really
down.
good. I mean, it's one thing to not have any growth at all,
Let it go.
but then there's
Let it go.
characters that have growth and kind of just it's up
How about
linear and
this?
not every
If this picture had been him in his ponytail, S tier. But because he doesn't have his ponytail,
wait
OP is where he belongs.
the bald man bun.
What?
Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
it's the bald head, and then just little like. It looks like
Oh,
those little.
I see what
you
you're saying.
know,
He'd have to move down because he's-
Exactly.
okay.
Because the picture was if that
No,
was
that'd be
his
that's
season
still
1
angry
hair.
Zuko.
Exactly.
All right. Well, you feel good about this and everything. Any that we feel like we need to move around. I'm kind of looking at A and feeling like Aang might need to move up to S.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't want to start off with someone
Yeah.
in S, but I think
Yep.
especially I think
It's a
Aang
good
has to
call.
move up to S. The rest of these, I still feel good about the rest of A. I was gonna say
Oh,
like Zuko
The
is
eye
the
guy, the eyeball one, the one that
Oh,
steals your face.
Ko.
Ko, yeah.
Ko would Ko should be on this. Ko's like
I put
Cool
C or
spirit.
B.
I would almost go up to, I'd say B for sure. I'd
Yeah.
almost even think A. Ko is
Spooky.
creepy for sure. Like I don't like Ko, but it's a cool character.
Yeah, for sure. Also,
So Ko's one, the bear spirit.
yeah. Oh, and the monk who teaches him about his chakras.
I didn't make this tier list, so this was the first one that came up. I'm sure there's ones with more characters in it. How do we have these people? We don't have Ko.
Missed opportunity.
Oh well, that's a good point. Yeah, they don't really have a lot of the spirit world. There it is, the definitive Avatar list. We'll have something again next week or whenever the next one is.
Yeah.
And until then,
Thanks for joining.
thanks for joining. Tell us how we were wrong down below.